Introduction. Predator versus prey. Mindset. Right now, you're either the predator or the prey. There's no in-between. The prey waits for opportunities, hoping things will work out. They follow rules they never question, hesitate when decisions matter most, and react to life instead of shaping it. They work hard but never smart, always one step behind, watching others take the wins they could have had. But the predator creates opportunities. They see beyond the noise, move with precision, and act before anyone else realizes what's happening. They don't wait for permission. They dictate the game, control the flow, and force others to play on their terms, ensuring they win every time. High-level thinkers don't just work harder, they see reality differently. They move first, think faster, and stay ahead, while everyone else scrambles to keep up. They never wanted you to think like a predator. From birth, you were programmed to follow, obey, and doubt yourself, trained to stay in line while the real players rewrote the rules in their favor. The truth? You were never meant to win under the system they created. You were meant to serve it. Right now, you're either in control or being controlled. Most people live their lives like pieces on someone else's chessboard, blindly following rules they never questioned. They wake up, go to work, chase goals they didn't set, and call it life. But deep down, you know something's off. Ever feel like you're playing a game you never signed up for? Like no matter how hard you try, you're running in place? That's not a coincidence. That's design. You've been conditioned to accept limits that don't exist, to chase success the slow way while the elite move in ways you were never taught. But here's what they never wanted you to realize. You don't have to play by their rules. You can rewrite them. The world's most powerful minds, fighter pilots, FBI agents, chess grandmasters, aren't just talented. They think differently. They see moves before anyone else. They manipulate the game before it even begins. And once you learn how they do it, you'll never see reality the same way again. This isn't theory. This isn't motivation. This is a tactical advantage that separates the predators from the prey. If you don't master the predator mindset, you're already falling behind. Let's start by addressing one core fact. We humans absorb scripts from the day we're born. Your family, your teachers, the media, they all unknowingly played their part, drilling the same instructions into your subconscious. They tell us to play it safe, work hard, but not too hard. Wait our turn. Success is rare. Money is scarce. Don't question the rules and the hidden mental code that controls your life. So you didn't. You accepted the script as truth. You followed the invisible track laid out for you, believing that if you just checked the right boxes, you'd eventually get ahead. But here's the part they never wanted you to realize. That script wasn't designed to make you successful. It was designed to keep you manageable. Look around. The people who truly win, the ones who control industries, who shape world events, who seem to bend reality itself, they don't follow the same rules you were given. They don't hesitate. They don't doubt. And they sure as hell don't wait for permission. Because they know something you don't. The game isn't fair, but it is hackable. Right now, your mind is cluttered with limits you never chose. You've been trained to hesitate, to second guess, to overthink. Because of that, every challenge feels like a wall, every obstacle like a dead end. But what if you could delete that hesitation? What if you could see openings where others see barriers? What if you could move with such confidence and precision that doubt wasn't even a factor? That's how elite minds operate. When a fighter pilot takes control of a jet at speeds that defy logic, he doesn't waste a single thought on, "Can I do this?" He's already programmed himself to push limits most people can't even comprehend. His mind is clear. His focus is absolute. When an FBI agent faces a life or death situation, he doesn't freeze. He doesn't let fear cloud his judgment. He doesn't second-guess the intelligence he's gathered. He trusts his process, adapts instantly, and takes control before anyone else even knows what's happening. When a chess grandmaster sits across from an opponent, he doesn't see chaos. He doesn't see a crowded board with no options. He sees 10 moves ahead, setting traps, dictating the entire match while his opponent is still reacting to the last move. When a world-class striker steps up to take a game-winning penalty in the final seconds of a championship, he doesn't think, "What if I miss?" He blocks out the noise, silences the doubt, and executes with the precision of a machine. He's already scored in his mind. The ball is just following his command. When a billionaire CEO is about to close a multi-billion-dollar deal, he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't negotiate from a place of fear. He walks into the room knowing he's already won because he's outmaneuvered his competitors long before they even realized they were playing. When a surgeon is operating in the final seconds of a life-or-death procedure, he doesn't let the pressure consume him. He doesn't let panic interfere. He locks in, lets muscle memory take over, and performs with the precision of a sniper. And when an elite Special Forces soldier walks into an enemy-controlled zone, he doesn't feel fear. He becomes the fear. His mind calculates every possible threat. His senses are heightened. And before the enemy even sees him, he's already won. This is the difference. The weak hesitate. The elite execute. The weak get consumed by pressure. The elite thrive in it. They have shattered the limitations of ordinary thinking. They don't play the game everyone else is stuck in. They see the game from above. And now, you have a decision to make. Because the life you're living right now isn't a reflection of your true potential. It's a reflection of your programming. A script that was handed to you before you had a choice. A script that's been running on autopilot, shaping what you believe is possible, what you believe you deserve, and how you see yourself in the world. Once you realize that, you can rewrite it. At first, that might feel uncomfortable, even terrifying, because it means taking full responsibility for your reality. But the second you accept that you're in control, everything changes. This isn't about wishful thinking. This is about warping reality to your advantage. In this series, you'll learn the foundation of the predator mindset, a way of thinking so powerful it will erase hesitation, dismantle your limiting beliefs, and make confidence your default state. You'll discover how elite thinkers see reality differently, how to see opportunities where others see obstacles, how to bend the rules of the game before anyone else even realizes the game is changing, and how to move with the precision and dominance of a grandmaster while everyone else scrambles to keep up. This isn't just about winning, it's about never losing. You're about to step into a new way of thinking where you don't just react to reality, you create it. By the end of this journey, you won't just believe anything is possible, you'll know how to make it possible. The rules of the game are about to change. Look around. Every road you drive on, every role you play, every choice you make, it's all governed by rules. Some are obvious, like traffic laws or workplace policies. But the most powerful rules, the ones that dictate how you live your life, you can't see them. They're invisible, woven into your mind before you ever had a chance to question them. You were programmed to obey them, to follow without thinking, to believe that what's normal is also what's true. But stop for a second. Who created these rules? Who benefits from you following them? Because the moment you start asking those questions, the game changes. Most of what you believe about success, money, and opportunity isn't based on truth. It's based on tradition. A script passed down from generation to generation, taught in schools, reinforced by society. You were told to be realistic, to fit in, to wait your turn. You were trained to see risk where high-level thinkers see opportunity. You were conditioned to fear failure, while the elite use it as a stepping stone to dominance. This isn't because you lack intelligence or potential, it's because you were taught not to test the limits. And when you don't test limits, you never realize they were never real in the first place. The people who actually win in this world don't think like the masses. A fighter pilot doesn't panic when the sky turns against him. The average person would freeze. But he follows a different script, one built on precision, clarity, and control. He trusts the process while everyone else collapses under pressure. A world-class soccer player doesn't play the game the way amateurs do. He doesn't chase the ball. He predicts its movement, manipulates space, and forces the opponent into checkmate before they even realize what happened. A billionaire investor doesn't think in terms of money. He thinks in terms of leverage. While the masses work harder for every dollar, he positions himself to make millions in a single move. While most people react to the market, he shapes it. A chess grandmaster doesn't see a chaotic board. He sees control. He's already planned 10 moves ahead while his opponent is still reacting to the last move. He doesn't play by the game, he manipulates it. An FBI profiler doesn't accept surface-level evidence, while others assume he questions. He challenges every detail, searches for hidden patterns, and finds what no one else can see. A master poker player doesn't play the cards, he plays the other players. While amateurs focus on luck, he forces his opponents into predictable mistakes. He makes them think they have control, only to pull the rug out from under them at the perfect moment. A military general doesn't react to war. He controls the battlefield before the first shot is even fired. While others react to chaos, he prepositions his pieces so victory is inevitable before the enemy even knows what's happening. A Wall Street trader doesn't watch the news for stock tips. He moves ahead of the market, shaping its direction rather than following its trends. And when an elite Special Forces soldier walks into an enemy-controlled zone, he doesn't feel fear. He becomes the fear. His mind calculates every possible threat. His senses are heightened, and before the enemy even sees him, he's already won. This is the difference. The weak hesitate. The elite execute. The weak get consumed by pressure. The elite thrive in it. They have shattered the limitations of ordinary thinking. They don't play the game everyone else is stuck in. They see the game from above. And now, you have a decision to make. Because the life you're living right now isn't a reflection of your true potential. It's a reflection of your programming. A script that was handed to you before you had a choice. A script that's been running on autopilot, shaping what you believe is possible, what you believe you deserve, and how you see yourself in the world. Once you realize that, you can rewrite it. At first, that might feel uncomfortable, even terrifying, because it means taking full responsibility for your reality. But the second you accept that you're in control, everything changes. This isn't about wishful thinking. This is about warping reality to your advantage. In this series, you'll learn the foundation of the predator mindset, a way of thinking so powerful it will erase hesitation, dismantle your limiting beliefs, and make confidence your default state. You'll discover how elite thinkers see reality differently, how to see opportunities where others see obstacles, how to bend the rules of the game before anyone else even realizes the game is changing, and how to move with the precision and dominance of a grandmaster while everyone else scrambles to keep up. This isn't just about winning, it's about never losing. You're about to step into a new way of thinking where you don't just react to reality, you create it. By the end of this journey, you won't just believe anything is possible, you'll know how to make it possible. The rules of the game are about to change. Look around. Every road you drive on, every role you play, every choice you make, it's all governed by rules. Some are obvious, like traffic laws or workplace policies, but the most powerful rules, the ones that dictate how you live your life, you can't see them. They're invisible, woven into your mind before you ever had a chance to question them. You were programmed to obey them, to follow without thinking, to believe that what's normal is also what's true. But stop for a second. Who created these rules? Who benefits from you following them? Because the moment you start asking those questions, the game changes. Most of what you believe about success, money, and opportunity isn't based on truth. It's based on tradition. A script passed down from generation to generation, taught in schools, reinforced by society. You were told to be realistic, to fit in, to wait your turn. You were trained to see risk where high-level thinkers see opportunity. You were conditioned to fear failure, while the elite use it as a stepping stone to dominance. This isn't because you lack intelligence or potential. It's because you were taught not to test the limits. And when you don't test limits, you never realize they were never real in the first place. The people who actually win in this world don't think like the masses. A fighter pilot doesn't panic when the sky turns against him. The average person would freeze, but he follows a different script, one built on precision, clarity, and control. He trusts the process while everyone else collapses under pressure. A world-class soccer player doesn't play the game the way amateurs do. He doesn't chase the ball. He predicts its movement, manipulates space, and forces the opponent into checkmate before they even realize what happened. A billionaire investor doesn't think in terms of money. He thinks in terms of leverage. While the masses work harder for every dollar, he positions himself to make millions in a single move. While most people react to the market, he shapes it. A chess grandmaster doesn't see a chaotic board. He sees control. He's already planned 10 moves ahead, while his opponent is still reacting to the last move. He doesn't play by the game, he manipulates it. An FBI profiler doesn't accept surface-level evidence. While others assume, he questions. He challenges every detail, searches for hidden patterns, and finds what no one else can see. A master poker player doesn't play the cards, he plays the other players. While amateurs focus on luck, he forces his opponents into predictable mistakes. He makes them think they have control, only to pull the rug out from under them at the perfect moment. A military general doesn't react to war. He controls the battlefield before the first shot is even fired. While others react to chaos, he prepositions his pieces, so victory is inevitable before the enemy even knows what's happening. A Wall Street trader doesn't watch the news for stock tips. He moves ahead of the market, shaping its direction rather than following its trends. If you're seeing limits, struggle, and missed opportunities, it's because that's what your brain has been programmed to find. But if you rewire it, if you program it like the elite do, you start seeing what others can't. You notice the moves before they happen, you anticipate, adapt, and control the game while everyone else is stuck reacting to it. And in this series, I'm going to show the Grandmaster's mindset, thinking 10 moves ahead. I'll show you exactly how to do that. Because once you master this, you don't just win, you can't lose. Right now, your mind is working against you, and you don't even realize it. Every doubt, every hesitation, every failure you've experienced, it's not just random. It's a system running in the background, filtering reality based on the limits you've unknowingly accepted. Ever told yourself, "I'm bad at public speaking"? Suddenly you notice every awkward pause, every uninterested face, every fumbled word. Your brain seeks out proof to confirm your belief. Now flip it. Imagine telling yourself, "I am training to be a world-class speaker." Suddenly, your brain picks up articles on persuasion. You notice how confident people carry themselves. You hear applause where you once heard silence. Nothing about reality changed, except what your brain allows you to see. This is your Reticular Activating System, RAS, in action. It controls what you notice, what you ignore, and ultimately what you believe is possible. And if you don't program it deliberately, it will be programmed for you. That's what separates the elite from everyone else. Right now, your brain is either working for you or against you. The people at the top, they've trained their RAS to process reality in a way that guarantees success, while everyone else stumbles around blind. Still think it's just a theory? Look at how the world's most dominant minds use it every single day. A poker champion doesn't waste a second worrying about his own cards. His RAS is scanning micro-reactions, tiny flickers in facial muscles, a subtle hesitation, a hand movement that his opponent doesn't even realize he's giving away. While the average player prays for good luck, he creates his own. An FBI profiler walks into an interrogation room and instantly sees what others don't. While an untrained person gets lost in words, his RAS locks onto body language shifts, micro-expressions, and inconsistencies in tone, the kind of hidden details that make suspects crack. Most people hear the answer. He sees the truth before it's even spoken. A fighter pilot doesn't fear speed, he owns it. While an average person would panic at the chaos of a high-speed dogfight, his RAS processes everything in real time: engine vibrations, air pressure shifts, maneuvers before they happen. He's 3 moves ahead, while the opponent is still reacting to the last one. A billionaire investor doesn't follow the news. He sees patterns forming before they even hit the headlines. While the masses panic and react, his RAS is already tuned into long-term trends, spotting opportunities before anyone else even knows they exist. By the time others realize what's happening, he's already made his move. A world-class striker in soccer doesn't just react to the ball, he predicts the game. His RAS is tracking the tiniest movements of defenders, reading their weight shifts, anticipating their mistakes before they make them. While an average player sees the play, he orchestrates it. A military general doesn't wait for war, he prepositions his army before the first move is even made. His RAS is tuned to anticipate threats, force enemies into vulnerable positions, and ensure victory before a single shot is fired. The average commander reacts to battle. He controls it before it even starts. A CEO running a billion-dollar empire doesn't make decisions based on emotions or gut feelings. His RAS filters through massive amounts of data, finding the one key insight that will make or break a company. While mid-level managers stress over minor details, he already sees the next 5 years mapped out. The difference between a predator and prey: one sees what others don't. Your brain is already filtering reality. The only question is your RAS working for you, or is it reinforcing fear, hesitation, and excuses? If you believe money is scarce, your RAS will block out opportunities and only let in proof of struggle. If you believe success takes years, your RAS will ignore shortcuts and only highlight roadblocks. If you believe you're bad at something, your RAS will show you every failure while hiding your progress. The OODA loop: how to process and act faster. But what happens when you flip the script? What happens when you train your RAS to filter reality like the elite do? You start seeing what others can't. You anticipate moves before they happen. You find opportunities where others see dead ends. You create advantages in real time while everyone else is stuck reacting. And once you train your brain like this, the game stops controlling you. You start controlling the game. Now here is the 24-hour mind hack that reprograms your reality. This isn't just an exercise. This is mental warfare against every limitation that's been controlling you. And once you do this daily, your brain will be rewired to spot advantages, detect hidden opportunities, and anticipate winning moves before anyone else even realizes they exist. Most people go through life blind, seeing only what their outdated programming allows. But this is how you override the system and install a new operating code, designed for dominance. Step 1, the morning command: force your brain to hunt for what you want. Your RAS is like a heat-seeking missile, but it needs a target. If you don't give it one, it defaults to your fears, doubts, and distractions. That ends today. Right after waking up, command your brain: show me one new way to increase my income today. Reveal at least one opportunity to expand my influence. Make me aware of one hidden advantage I can use to get ahead. You're not asking. You're demanding your subconscious to tune in. The trick? Say it out loud. When you speak it, your brain processes it as a command, not a wish. Step 2, mental rehearsal: install success before it happens. For 3 minutes, close your eyes and see it happening. If you want money, see the breakthrough idea hitting you. If you want confidence, see yourself handling pressure like a pro. If you want opportunities, see yourself spotting them before anyone else. Why? Your brain can't tell the difference between a mental rehearsal and reality. What it sees, it creates. Step 3, night calibration: decode the hidden signals. Before bed, write down every clue you noticed. That random comment that sparked an idea. that gut feeling you normally ignore, that subtle shift in a conversation. Even if you didn't act on them, record them. This tells your brain, keep finding more. At first it'll feel small, then it snowballs. Do this for 24 hours. Watch how your awareness sharpens, how opportunities appear, how you start catching what others miss. Because once your RAS is wired for success, you don't chase opportunities, you attract them. Breaking the script, how to rewrite your mental programming. Most people wander through life with their eyes half closed, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. They take whatever comes their way as fate or luck, rarely questioning how they could reshape the situation. Enter the predator mindset, a state of unwavering focus, strategic thinking, and bold execution that allows you to shift from passive observer to active architect of your reality. This is the mental framework of the world's top performers, from elite combat pilots to seasoned FBI agents to chess grandmasters, who see winning moves where others see dead ends. At its core, the predator mindset revolves around proactive decision-making. Predators in the wild don't lounge around hoping prey will drop into their mouths. They plan, stalk, and strike with precision. Similarly, a high-level thinker doesn't wait for external validation or perfect timing. Instead, they create conditions that favor their success. Take FBI negotiators, for instance. In a crisis, they don't wait for the hostage-taker to realize the error of their ways. They actively shape the conversation, seeding empathy, finding leverage, and guiding the outcome. They're not merely hoping for a good result. They're engineering one. Another hallmark of the predator mindset? Adaptability. A fighter pilot confronting severe turbulence mid-flight doesn't freeze or pray for fair weather. They adjust altitude, check their instruments, and trust their training to navigate the storm. This capacity to pivot under pressure separates the best from the rest. They remain calm, gather information, and take decisive action to steer toward a better outcome. Think of the chess grandmaster who faces an unexpected sacrifice from their opponent. Instead of panicking, they reevaluate the board, see new patterns, and sometimes convert what looks like a disadvantage into a crushing counterattack. The best never lock themselves into a single plan. They move in possibilities. A weak mind sees setbacks. A predator sees openings. A weak mind sees failure. A predator sees a new strategy. A weak mind waits. A predator acts. When a deal falls through, the weak see disaster. The predator sees an opportunity to repackage, pivot, and come back stronger. When a plan collapses, the weak complain. The predator finds the next move. When others hesitate, the predator strikes. How to cultivate this mindset? Intentional self-direction. Drop the passive language of "I hope" or "I wish." Replace it with "I will" and "I am." Each morning, set a clear objective. I will make measurable progress on launching my new project. I am developing my negotiation skills to handle tough situations. This simple shift in phrasing alters how your mind processes your goals. Suddenly, your RAS and emotions align with active pursuit rather than passive daydreaming. Master the art of rapid situational assessment. High-level thinkers don't get stuck on a single plan. They maintain a menu of contingencies. When new data appears, they cycle through the mental question, what is the opportunity here? For example, if your biggest client suddenly pulls out of a deal, a passive mindset sees disaster. A predator mindset sees an opening to pivot. Maybe it's a chance to redesign your service, find new clients, or negotiate more favorable terms. By consistently asking, what can I do with this situation? You train your brain to look for angles that others miss. Execution is everything. No matter how brilliant your plan or how detailed your analysis, it amounts to nothing if you don't act. The greatest pilots train extensively, but they also fly, logging hours in the sky. The best FBI negotiators study psychology, yet they also step into tense standoffs, applying their craft in real time. Your growth demands the same willingness to face risk and step into uncharted territory. The hidden mental code that separates winners from the weak elite performers, whether on the battlefield, in high-stakes negotiations, or at the chessboard, aren't just smarter or faster. They think differently. They don't just react to what's in front of them. They process reality on an entirely different level. How? Through mental models, the invisible frameworks that shortcut decision-making, eliminate hesitation, and turn chaos into control. They're like high-performance software running in the background, constantly scanning for advantages, threats, and the next move. And if you're not using them, you're already behind. Because while the elite think 10 moves ahead, most people are stuck reacting to just one. The fearless execution formula, moving without hesitation. After that, what chain reaction does it set off? This is called second-order thinking, a mental model used by billionaire investors, world-class strategists, and chess grandmasters. The new chess player focuses on their next move. The grandmaster calculates 10 moves ahead, forcing their opponent into a position where they lose before they even realize it. The average CEO reacts to the economy. The billionaire CEO predicts trends years in advance, positioning themselves so that when the market shifts, they're already in control. The weak negotiator tries to win an argument. The elite negotiator manipulates the conversation so the opponent thinks they're winning, while walking straight into a trap. But how do you install this mental model into your brain? Most people are playing checkers. It's time to start playing chess. The next time you make a decision, don't just ask, what happens next? Ask yourself, what happens after that? What ripple effect will this create? How does this play out 5 moves from now? Because once you start thinking beyond the immediate move, you stop reacting to the game and start controlling it. And that's when you stop losing. The OODA loop, a tool for instant decision-making. Most people freeze under pressure. They hesitate, overthink, or act on pure emotion. The elite? They operate differently. They move fast, precise, and always in control. One of their secret weapons, the OODA loop. Originally created by Air Force Colonel John Boyd, the OODA loop, Observe, Orient, Decide, Act, is used by fighter pilots, FBI agents, and world-class strategists to make instant decisions without getting stuck in analysis paralysis. When fighter pilots engage in combat, there's no time to hesitate. If they wait, they die. So they observe their surroundings, orient themselves to new information, decide the best course of action, act immediately. The ones who cycle through this loop the fastest, they win every time. How the OODA loop gives you an unfair advantage in business. The weak hesitate when the market shifts. The elite observe trends early, orient to new data, decide faster, and act before competitors even know what's happening. The weak react emotionally in negotiations. The elite observe the other person's micro-reactions, orient their approach, decide the next psychological move, and execute it before the other side can adjust. The weak freeze under pressure in a crisis. The elite train their minds to process information in real time, make lightning-fast decisions, and always stay ahead. This isn't just for fighter pilots. It's the difference between winning and losing in any high-stakes situation. But the OODA loop is just one tool in the elite's mental arsenal. If you want to see what others miss and move ahead faster, you need more. Mental models for elite thinking. Occam's razor. The simplest answer is usually the correct one. High-level thinkers eliminate distractions, cut through overcomplication, and focus on the core truth. Pareto principle, 80-20 rule. 80% of results come from 20% of actions. The elite don't waste time. They identify the 20% that matters and go all in. Inversion. Thinking. Instead of asking, How do I succeed? Ask, how do I fail? The answer reveals what mistakes to avoid, making the path to success clear. Confirmation, bias reversal. Most people seek out proof they're right. The elite actively look for proof they're wrong so they can adapt before it's too late. How to train your mind like the elite. Step 1. Identify your weakest decision-making habit. Do you hesitate, overthink, or react emotionally? Find the pattern that's been costing you. Step 2. Pick one mental model and apply it daily. If you freeze under pressure, use the OODA loop to process faster. If you waste time on useless tasks, use the 80-20 rule to cut dead weight. If you overcomplicate things, use Occam's razor to simplify and execute. Step 3. Simulate it before you need it. Fighter pilots run OODA loops in training. Chess grandmasters mentally rehearse board positions before playing. The elite condition their minds to make winning decisions automatically. The weak react. The elite predict, execute, and stay ahead. Emotional mastery, how the elite control pressure and dominate under stress. While the average person may drown under stress or act impulsively, top performers transform their turbulent emotions into fuel for sharper decision-making. They don't ignore fear, anxiety, or doubt. Rather, they channel these feelings in ways that enhance performance rather than hinder it. This is emotional mastery, the art of recognizing, reframing, and redirecting your emotional energy to maintain control in even the most chaotic situations. Most people break down under stress. Their mind clouds, their body panics, and they lose control. The elite? They don't just handle pressure, they use it. When an FBI negotiator walks into a hostage situation, he doesn't feel fear, he controls it. He slows his breathing, locks in his focus, and manipulates the energy of the room. His mind is steady while everyone else drowns in panic. When a Special Forces soldier enters a war zone, his heart is pounding, adrenaline surging, but he doesn't label it as fear. He labels it as focus. He channels that energy into hyper-awareness, making split-second decisions before the enemy even knows what's happening. When a UFC fighter steps into the octagon, his nerves aren't a weakness, they're fuel. He's trained his mind to recognize that pressure isn't the enemy. It's proof that the moment matters. Now imagine if you could do the same. Step 1. Rewire your stress response. Stress isn't the problem. Your interpretation of it is. Weak minds feel fear and freeze. Predators feel fear and sharpen their focus. The trick? Tell your brain what the stress means. Instead of, I'm nervous about this presentation, tell yourself, this adrenaline means I'm ready. Instead of, I'm afraid of failing this deal, reframe it as, this is my moment to dominate. Fear and excitement feel the same in your body. The only difference, what you call it. Step 2. The power of tactical breathing. Fighter pilots, snipers, world-class athletes. They all use one technique to override panic in high-stakes moments. Box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. This isn't just relaxation. This is a physiological cheat code. It signals to your brain, I am in control. It shuts down panic before it hijacks you. It sharpens focus so you can think faster and react stronger. Use it before a big speech, during a negotiation, or any time pressure threatens to take over. Master this, and you'll have an unshakable edge over everyone else. Step 3. Execute relentlessly. No hesitation, no overthinking. You can have the strongest mindset in the world, but if you don't move, you don't win. A fighter pilot can't just study battle tactics, he must fly. An FBI agent can't just learn negotiation techniques, he must face real standoffs. A grandmaster can't just analyze chess theory, he must compete against killers. And yet, most people sit on knowledge and never execute. They wait for the right time. Guess what? The elite don't wait. Chess masters make moves under time pressure. Imperfect action beats hesitation. FBI agents follow leads, some dead ends, some breakthroughs, but they keep moving. Billionaire investors make bold plays while others overanalyze, and that's why they win. The moment you stop thinking and start acting, your mind rewires itself for dominance. Step 4. Use the fear of failure to become unstoppable. Most people fear failure like it's the end of the road. The elite? They use failure as fuel. Every mistake is a data point. Every setback is intelligence for the next strike. Every loss is just a test until it becomes a win. If you've been hesitating, if you've been waiting for the perfect moment, this is your wake-up call. High-level players move first and adjust later. Weak players sit back, overthink, and get left behind. You already know what you need to do. Now, execute, because in this game, you either take control or you get controlled. The cognitive override, reprogramming your mind like a high-level thinker. Let me show you a real tactical way to rewire your brain right now. Cognitive override, reprogramming your decision-making. Most people live their lives on autopilot, running the same mental scripts over and over. The key to breaking out? Cognitive override, the technique used by fighter pilots, elite soldiers, and master negotiators to think faster, clearer, and more strategically than anyone else. Step 1. The reality audit. Find the invisible chains. Ask yourself, where in my life am I following rules I never questioned? I need a college degree to be successful. Says who? Some of the richest people on earth never went to college. I need to work a 9-to-5 job to make money. Who told you that? The people making money off your labor. I should wait for the right opportunity. High-level thinkers don't wait. They create opportunities. Action step. Write down 3 rules you've been blindly following, then rewrite them. Step 2. The reverse engineer trick. Hack reality. Like a chess grandmaster, grandmasters in chess don't think 1 move ahead. They think 20 moves ahead. They don't react to their opponent. They set traps before the game even begins. How does this apply to you? Reverse engineer every decision. The life you want. Instead of saying, how do I make more money? Ask, how would a billionaire think about money? Instead of asking, how do I get more confident? Ask, how do Navy SEALs train their minds for unshakable confidence? Instead of reacting to your emotions, control them like an FBI interrogator. Use emotions as tools instead of being a slave to them. Example, the best negotiators don't ask, how do I win this deal? They make the other person feel like winning means agreeing to their terms. Action step. Choose one area of your life where you feel stuck. Now, instead of thinking from your current level, think from the level of a high-performance strategist. What would they do? Step 3. The command mindset. How to make reality bend to your will. This is where you flip the game in your favor. Average people hope for success. High-level thinkers command success. Example 1. When a fighter pilot enters a dogfight, they don't think, I hope I win. They are trained to assume they are already in control of the battle. Because of that, they act with complete certainty, and that certainty becomes reality. Example 2. When a master manipulator wants to control a conversation, they don't ask for power. They frame the entire discussion so that they control the outcome from the start. Example 3. Top CEOs don't wait for the economy to improve. They create economic opportunities and force the market to follow their lead. Action step. Stop waiting for permission. Whatever goal you've been hesitating on, act as if it's already yours and move like it's a done deal. Confidence isn't a feeling, it's a command. The final key. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. You've just learned what most people will never figure out in their lifetime. Reality is not fixed. The only thing holding you back is the mental script you've been running. But now, you have the tools to override that script. You know the predator mindset versus prey mindset. You know how high-level thinkers bend reality to their will. You know how to rewrite the rules and play the game on your terms. Now there's only one question left. What's stopping you from taking control right now? Here's where everything shifts. Most people wait for life to change. High-level thinkers? They change life itself. They don't ask for permission. They don't wonder what's possible. They assume control, rewrite the game, and force reality to match their vision. Let me ask you something. What happens when a grandmaster plays chess against a beginner? The beginner reacts to the board, always on defense, always responding to moves. The grandmaster? They already decided the game's outcome before the first move was made. That's how billionaires, special forces, and FBI agents stay in control. While you're stuck reacting, they've already pre-programmed the results. It's not magic. It's strategy. Example 1. When Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he didn't follow traditional business rules. He created a new reality where fast delivery and customer obsession ruled, then forced the world to adapt. Example 2. The best military commanders in history don't just fight battles. They win before the first shot is even fired. They control supply chains and strategy so thoroughly that their enemies lose before they even realize it. Example 3. The top 1% of negotiators, leaders, and influencers don't persuade people. They set the stage so well that the other person thinks it was their idea all along. Action step. What's one area of life where you've been playing defense? Flip it. Instead of reacting to the situation, pre-frame the outcome and act as if it's already a done deal. The ultimate cheat code. How high-level thinkers see the future. Let me show you something mind-blowing. The highest-level thinkers in the world, chess grandmasters, billionaires, top FBI strategists, hedge fund managers, military leaders, all have one thing in common. They don't think in the present. They think from the future. The secret? They mentally live 10 moves ahead, seeing outcomes before they happen. Think of your brain like a GPS. If you don't set a destination, you go nowhere. If you put in the wrong location, you end up in the wrong place. But if you set the right destination with a clear, precise path, you get exactly where you want to go, without fail. Example 1. When a fighter pilot enters combat, they don't think, "What should I do next?" They've already visualized every possible outcome. Their brain has been trained to react automatically to achieve the best move. Example 2. When the world's best poker players play a hand, they're not thinking about the cards in front of them. They've already mapped out their opponent's possible moves 5 turns ahead. Example 3. When Elon Musk decided to take on the auto industry, he didn't think, "How do I compete with Ford and Toyota?" Instead, he visualized a world where gas-powered cars were obsolete and built Tesla as if that future already existed. Action step. Pick one major goal, something you've been wanting but feel stuck on. Write down 5 possible moves ahead. What obstacles will come up? What solutions can you prepare for? Decide how you'll respond before the problems happen. This is how you control the game before the game controls you. The reality override. Install a new mental operating system. Everything you've been taught about life, it's just a mental framework. The rules you live by? They're just software programs running in your brain. And the good news? Software can be rewritten. So let's install a new operating system, the 3-step reality override system. Step 1. Identify the default program. What belief is keeping you stuck? I need to work hard to make money. False. The elite create systems that make money for them. I need to wait for the right opportunity. False. The best players create the opportunity. I'm not smart enough to be successful. False. Success is about leverage, not IQ. Step 2. Overwrite the code. Install a stronger belief system. Instead of, "I don't have enough experience to start," upgrade to, "I'll figure it out like every high-level player before me." the 24-hour mind hack to unlock the predator mindset. Instead of "I'm not confident enough," upgrade to "Confidence is created through action. I move first, think later." Step 3. Reinforce the new system. Daily high-level thinkers do this every day. Morning visualization. See yourself already living your upgraded identity. Daily calibration. Surround yourself with winning energy. Eliminate distractions. Preset decisions. Stop hesitating. Make bold moves first and adjust as you go. Example: Navy SEALs don't hope they'll be calm under fire. They've trained their brains to react automatically with confidence. Example: the greatest CEOs don't wait for market conditions. They assume success and force the market to align with their vision. Action step. Pick one limiting belief. Rewrite it right now. Say it out loud. Feel it. Lock it in. This is your new default setting. The final shift. Don't you see it, you can't unsee it. By now you've woken up to something most people will never figure out. Reality is not fixed. It's a game that can be hacked. You are not trapped. You've just been playing by the wrong rules. The people at the top don't follow the rules. They create them. Now there are only two choices. 1. Ignore this and go back to life as usual, like 99% of people who stay stuck. 2. Apply this knowledge and start playing at an elite level. And here's the truth. The moment you start thinking and moving like the elite, the world starts bending to you. So, the question is, are you ready to flip the game in your favor? Because the power is already in your hands. The next move is yours. By now you're seeing what most people never will. But knowledge alone doesn't change reality. Execution does. This is where you separate yourself from the masses. This is where you stop being a player in someone else's game and start being the architect of your own. So, let's make sure you don't just understand this. You become it. High-level thinkers. Don't wait for motivation. Don't waste energy on doubts or second-guessing. Don't hope for a break. They install new systems in their minds and run them until success is automatic. Here's how you lock in this new reality so it becomes who you are. Step 1. The identity shift. Become the person who wins. Most people never change because they try to do different things while still being the same person. That's a broken strategy. Example: a person who says, "I want to be rich," still thinks like someone who's struggling. But the moment they start thinking like an investor, a business owner, or a strategist, everything shifts. Example: a nervous public speaker stays nervous because they still identify as someone who's bad at speaking. But the moment they step into the mindset of a powerful speaker, the nerves disappear. Action step. Write down the person you need to become, not just what you need to do, but who you need to be. Example: I am someone who moves first and figures things out along the way. I am someone who dominates my environment instead of reacting to it. I am someone who takes control of my reality and never waits for permission. Repeat this until it feels real. Because once your identity changes, your actions follow automatically. Step 2. Install the momentum engine. The secret of unstoppable players. There's a hidden reason why high-level players always stay ahead. They don't rely on motivation. They don't wait until they feel ready. Instead, they use momentum as a weapon. Example: a train going 5 kilometers per h can be stopped by a small brick, but at full speed, it will smash through a concrete wall without slowing down. This is how elite performers operate. They don't stop and start. They create momentum and ride it until nothing can stand in their way. Action step. Pick one action you can take immediately before your brain has time to overthink it. Want to build a business? Make your first sale now. Want to dominate a skill? Start training today. Want to level up your mindset? Eliminate one low-level habit right now. Momentum isn't about doing everything at once. It's about making one move so powerful that it starts a chain reaction. Step 3. The 24-hour rule. Make change instant, not someday. Here's where most people fail. They say, "I'll start tomorrow." High-level thinkers never do this. They move now. Example, billion-dollar CEOs don't wait until conditions are perfect. They move first and adjust as they go. Example, special forces don't wait for the right time in battle. They execute fast and adapt on the fly. If you don't take action within 24 hours, your brain will convince you to stay the same. Action step. Commit to taking one action within the next 24 hours, no matter how small. Just enough to prove to your brain that change is already happening. Step 4. Build an environment that forces growth. Even the most powerful mindset will die in the wrong environment. That's why the world's top performers don't just work hard, they curate their surroundings to make success automatic. Example, the best athletes surround themselves with champions, so their standard of performance is always high. Example, top entrepreneurs cut out distractions so every moment moves them forward. Example, elite soldiers train in extreme conditions, so that when real combat happens, they are already prepared. Action step. Look at your environment right now. What's keeping you small? Toxic people? Cut them off. Too much distraction? Eliminate it. Low energy habits? Replace them with high-performance routines. If your environment is forcing you to stay weak, change it immediately. Step 5. Daily reality reprogramming. Make success your default setting. Winners don't hope for success. They condition themselves to expect it. The daily reality reprogramming formula. 1. ***. Morning mental programming. 3 minutes. Wake up and V.